My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery?
Fluff him up like a chicken.
Flatter him?
Yeah. You know, I think we might be a great team.
A single tear begins to pool around the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he really be talking about you? It's all happening so quickly.
No.
I still think this guy's a fraud. I don't think he's the real Colonel Sanders.
Shall see.
Overcome, because we found in the comb actual silver hair. Not just like real life, but it's fake silver hair. And from the photo, he's older, but then he has like a really young business partner that looks just like him, but with black hair.
This is the greatest twist since Monica in Doki Doki.
Overcome with the emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning awaits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you.
Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night.
Is she fucking the robot?
She fucking the robot. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, I was just... But now it turns out you're fine. I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but... You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date.
She fucking.
I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him! Of course I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl.
Okay, maybe she's not fucking.
But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me, so I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know a little, metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control.
Did she just say skydiving as if that's part of a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker?
And now I'm not really sure where we stand.
You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear.
And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Oh, you harlot. Nothing happened but the emotional connection. Wowzers.
So Miriam tells you to move on with the whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school.
That's our only option.
If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. Breaking up with a friend over a boy.
Over some dang chicken?
When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can... you can tell from the distance that they're picking on Pop. Though he himself might not grasp that fact. Because, he's Pop.
It sounds delicious.
Oh, that's great. I'll order you up one right away.
Oh, my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat.
You can get your swirly dip, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school. He's got a point. He's a JoJo. Look at his pose.
JoJo!
Look at his pose, his pompadour, and his headband. Okay? Even his makeup.
There was that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature?
Look at his power, fucking, when he gets angry. Look, he's a JoJo.
JoJo.
You've got some nerve, Locke, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse.
Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it.
You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accidentally makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up.
I'll never give up, ever!
Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are getting close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Locke, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. He broke his hand! Okay, how are they going to be back and ready to fight people if they broke their hand?
What is the main character?
I'm assuming a female. I'm assuming. I wouldn't know.
You keep saying he.
Yeah.
He broke his hand.
You know, doesn't matter.
Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard.
Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing? Complimenting her?
What about that flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce?
It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received.
That's a lot of words to say. It was bland.
Excuse me, Locke. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself.
Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel?
I'm always interested in discussing the fine arts of fine foods. See you inside, Locke. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how how excited you feel by the interaction with Ashley, take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages.
Whoa, that's that book? It looks like bad news. There's something I found lying around. It appeared that some sort of, grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out.
You open the page to a cover with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says around the edges of the page.
I use a spellbook here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it'll probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else? Not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger?
Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Modern problems cause modern
require modern solutions.
Yeah.
You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Do we do it or do we not? I mean, that spork monster that we saved literally said, "Don't cast the spells. You're better than that." Do we let down the spork monster that we saved, and he came back to apologize and thank us for letting him live? We'll be letting him down. I don't think we should do it. Not because of Colonel Sanders, I think, because we'd be letting the spork monster down.
Okay, fine.
He's the true best boy. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement.
I want you all to know I feel something of the dog movement coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of.
His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack. Or, dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens.
I want to see what happens.
Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside.
Terrence, I told you never to come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence!
Sprinkles is barking furiously. Drool is flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence?
You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again!
After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel hearing in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. Professoral tone.
I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Flock, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see.
But before we can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the classroom.
I told you to save it for after class! You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane, strapped to a stranger?
Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but she still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises.
Poor Clank. But no, you had to show off your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan. J and J forever. Watch us from a triangle. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date.
Beep.
Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care.
Sad beeps.
Poor Clank, I was rooting for him.
Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops in his tracks. Beep. Oh God, he's falling apart.
Is he dying? No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank.
Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from.
There's some deep-fried footwear. I guess it looks okay.
Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't just see what the entire thing was going on.
Poor Clank.
Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school.
Well, that was unfortunate. We mustn't be distracted of what lies ahead. The final competition, Showdown Challenge Exam. TM.
Trademark.
I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you in the arena.
Before you can think about upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk.
Hey, Miriam? Are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad. I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in the class like that, in front of everyone?
Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure. So you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy.
I know you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City.
Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs. But she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way.
You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders stallion and ride into the sunset without me. Of course not. Maybe, well, sorta. But I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person. You shouldn't settle down for the first someone to show you a little interest anyhow.
Yes, Christian, this is essentially Food Wars, but made by KFC.
No, Christian, this isn't Food War. This is a advertisement game.
This is all canon in the KFC universe. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks.
I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to lick it up or love it up.
While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head back to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will.
A test of what?
A test of courage. A test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van. the supposed Man-Man, and his evil counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of the recipe you've been working on. Locke's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders? Locke, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam.
Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory.
Pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing it? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry. But the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it lost you a cook-off. You decided that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick when the timer goes off. Behind you.
Fess up, we don't want it to burn.
Fess up?
We don't want it to burn.
Okay, alright.
Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing.
I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards out, because I'm literally a god. That's an oddly specific distance, but you can expect nothing less from an oddly specific man.
You knew it was pot pie just from the smell? Well, yeah, you can identify a lot of things based off their smell.
Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose tells me else.
Oh no, is it burning?
Ha ha ha, no. I can smell that it made with a heaping amount of TLC.
90 Day, this is 90 Day!
But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. Don't you love the KFC colors as well?
Yeah. Wow.
It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat it all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules.
There are no rules. That is, except to cook with everything you've got.
You step up to the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top shelves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely preparing to go big, going small. Okay, that was really weird. Colonel Sanders seemed to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe trademark, fried chicken. Restricted. The intensity of the room fills at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air.
What the fuck?
Egg wash! Miriam injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth.
Best friend, bastard blast!
Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roll! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed.
Shallow personality spatula!
Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. He speaks. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English?
It's a singularity, as was foretold.
We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-distra. Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena.
What the fuck?
They just killed Clank. They killed him.
No, they didn't.
He was gonna kill everyone.
He was gonna kill himself.
And everyone around him.
Damn.
As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide?